Navia! Let's hang out with her.
Error.
She's been waiting for me to unlock her quest for a month. I haven't opened it to ensure that I didn't accidentally walk into it, since I've been hanging out pretty much exclusively in Fontaine. Who would win in a fight between Bulk and Skull and Newman and Kramer? Interesting question. I mean, Bulk and Skull were cops. Like, they had training. Bulk and Skull actually successfully fought off monsters on occasion. And led a rebellion during an alien invasion. So, you know what? No slight to Newman and Kramer. But I think I'm actually gonna give it to Bulk and Skull. Does not seem like it should be the answer, but, like, I've never seen them fight off aliens.
If it isn't my dear partners.
Aibo!
That voice! It's Navia!
It's that character who ripped off Squire from Arknights, or vice versa!
I didn't expect to run into you guys here today. Are you headed somewhere?
That's just silly. Nothing in particular.
How about you, Navia? Are you still busy rebuilding Poisson?
Poisson?
We've wrapped up most of the rebuilding, but there are still a few things left to take care of. Stocking up on materials, confirming construction timelines, discussing compensation terms with families affected by the disaster. Between all of that, I've been making a lot of trips between the court and Poisson. Well, though the victims have received relief payments from the court, in my opinion,
anyone keeping track of those Gasha policies China wants to put in the law? I haven't seen any updates on it.
Responsibility as well. Our financial situation right now isn't the best.
I have to imagine if there were any major updates, Tectone would have done a video on it.
To be repaid at a later date.
And I don't believe he has.
Though just pieces of paper now, they demonstrate our commitment. They're necessary to restore the people's faith in us.
Oh, spoken like a true president. You're a really responsible leader. That must be taking up most of your time, though, right?
Oh, you bet. Between that and all the other errands I have to run at the court, I'm always forgetting one thing or another. So before I came over this time, I took a page from Melusa's book and decided to make a list of everything. This way, it's easy to see which tasks you haven't checked off.
And then,
since Melus loved using shorthand, I decided to also follow his example and come up with some shorthand of my own. But after running a few errands in the city, I'm kind of struggling to even read my own handwriting anymore.
That does sound like you, all right. So what kind of shorthand did you use?
Oh, wanna take a look?
Let Paimon see.
Chinese senators have chain guns into Paimon!
A bunch of weird symbols.
Maybe China's not so bad.
A piece of kelp wrapped around a stick? And this other one, is it supposed to be a boar in a box?
The first one has to do with confirming the final payment amount for the fishermen, while the second one is a reminder to try the new burger that just hit the market.
Burger!
Okay, Paimon can definitely see how you might forget what each of these mean.
Finish Jetman. Oh no! Oh!
Thank you for your advice. These are the kinds of things you only really figure out once you've tried them out yourself. I thought that as long as I understood my shorthand when I came up with it, I'd be sure to remember the symbols when I looked at them later. Unfortunately, I've definitely proven myself wrong.
Well, now you know for next time.
I want to make a.
Anyway,
I want to make like an Inoue Venn
I should have already taken care of
diagram
most of the things on the list. There are still a few symbols that I can't decipher, but
of like
I
you know
think
like
anything too super
like
important.
on one end
Worst comes to worst,
stuff
I'll
like
just make another
Jetman
trip.
and his
So you're going to head back now?
dumb asterisks add-ons to the
that's the
endings
plan.
of Fives and Agito.
Oh, actually, since we talked about the reconstruction
And then on the
earlier,
opposite end is
wanna come with
Galaxy
me
Angel.
and check out the town for yourself? you said you don't have any plans, right? So we can just catch a boat and head over. It won't take long at all.
It's a bit sudden, but Paimon doesn't see why not. What do you think, Traveler?
I'll take a look.
Then let's go. We'll take a boat over.
Oh, you mean the Aquabus,
Also,
right?
good news, I found the splitter
like
again.
The Clementine line?
Oh, sorry. I meant our own boat. The
Although I'm
Aquabus
wondering-
doesn't have a station near Poisson, so we'll use one of the Spina's boats.
So the crackling is definitely not as bad, but that might just be because it's not Yakuza and it's not all high def and everything. I'm still hearing it a little bit. So I don't know how much the splitter would actually help, and now I'm not sure what to do. Maybe first things first, I should just try getting a new HDMI cable. Because that was what finally, like, got it at least semi-functioning again. Was, switching out the HDMI cable from the PS5 to the switcher. So maybe before I drop $35 on that, which might not even be the problem, I should try... What do HDMI cables go for these days?
Alright, follow me.
Don't mind me.
I'll take you there.
Troubleshooting / Genshin stream. This is what y'all come here for, right?
The engineer is still doing a few routine safety checks. We can head out as soon as we get the green light.
So, Paimon has always wanted to ask. The 3 Aquabus lines are all named after people in your family, right?
Yeah, that's right. Callus and Navia are self-explanatory, while Clementine was the name that my mother went by.
She was lost and gone forever.
If you provided the Mora to build the lines, then why isn't there even a dedicated
You
line
had to physically
Poisson?
walk to the Aquabus secret? What the hell?
Spina di Rosula built all the lines, yet you still have to take
That's
a special
weird.
boat just to go home. Paimon doesn't get it.
Well, what I heard is that most of our businesses don't actually use Poisson as a hub, so there was no real reason to build a line straight to Poisson. You are right that it is a bit strange, though. If you've already committed to build 3 lines, why not just add a 4th?
They either fixed it or
Yeah,
I just
that's
happened
what
to be in the
Clement's
exact
saying.
correct
The
place
Aquabus
already.
is
I'm
so
not sure.
Convenient. It's really a huge shame.
Well, it is what it is. You know what my father was like. Even I often struggled to figure out what was going
You want
on
her
in his
hat,
head.
Murloc? I do too. Her hat's so good. Her design in general is so good. I adore the way Navia looks. I cannot stress enough how much I genuinely think they knocked it out of the park with the Fontaine designs. Every single one is a dub for the most part. Besides, oh god, what's his face?
But that would only be
I
the
can't
case
think
if he
of his
cared
name
about what
now.
others thought. My father
The
was
kid
always
who's voiced by
really
Rindo.
stubborn. Once
Rex.
he made up his mind, good luck getting him to change it. From what I've heard, the rights of all the other members of the Spina only went as far as giving him
Fremine, that's
advice
it.
or
Thank you.
suggestions,
Holy shit.
and no farther. That included my mother, too.
Your son, I figured you'd appreciate that one,
Well, that
Murloc.
explains why you weren't on the greatest of terms with him.
Yeah,
Rindo's
because
so
I
good.
wouldn't just let him keep getting his way. He was just... not very agreeable.
Boss, the boat's ready. We can head out.
All right, then let's head out.
Game?
The engineer is still doing a few routine safety checks. We
Okay.
can head out as soon as we get the green light.
So, Paimon has always wanted to ask. The 3 Aquabus lines
Oh my
are all
god, no,
named
it is
after
repeating.
people in your
Bruh,
family,
really?
right?
Yeah, that's right. Callus and...
If
Bruh.
you provided Spina di Rosula built all the lines, yet you still...
Well, you are right that it is a bit strange, though.
Yeah, that's what...
Ah, good sign.
It is what it is. But that would only be the case from what I've heard.
Huh.
Yeah, because I wouldn't just...
Boss, the boat's ready. We can head out.
All right.
Like, come on, man. The scene was done. The scene was fucking done. Why are you gonna send me back in the loop? I guess it was stuck in a transition. All right, fine, whatever.
It'll be a while before we get to Poisson. Let's keep talking.
There we go.
Navia, what was your mother like as a person? Oh, Paimon's sorry. She totally forgot that you mentioned before that she passed away during childbirth, so you probably don't remember her at all.
That's all right. I've heard many stories about her from the rest of the Spina. They've always said that they were sure we would have gotten along famously. While my papa was stiff like a board, my mother was supposedly super cheerful and funny. Their complementary personalities allowed them to make up for each other's flaws. My father would run the businesses and expand our reach, while my mother would keep the peace and make sure that everyone was happy. Their work made sure that the Spina could grow and thrive.
Sounds like they were not just a well-matched couple, but fantastic business partners as well.
Yeah, but those are just stories and anecdotes after all. It's hard for me to piece together a more complete or intimate picture of her. But sometimes I'd still look at the Clementine line and wonder, would the Spina and Poisson still be what they are today had my mother survived? Silver once said that a name is a kind of inscription, a way to etch a memory into the world. When given a name, a cold, inanimate object can gain a completely new meaning.
You still don't understand Merlot.
I always associate the line with her in my heart. Over the past few weeks, I've also begun to appreciate how water can take in and hold our most intense feelings and memories, as well as how one may reflect on their past by watching the sea. I've lost many beloved people and memories to the sea. Even though I cannot stop for them and must continue to keep moving, the fact won't change that they existed in my life and gave me the reason and motivation to move forward. Always. But no matter what, we can't change the
Did it just
past.
auto-pick an option for me? I didn't hit anything.
I tell myself that I need to keep looking
I was muted
towards
because
the
I was
future.
opening up something in the
Everyone,
background.
even my parents, have already overcome
I got a package
so
with
many
some
obstacles.
spare lead for my pencil.
Besides,
and
I'm
the
the
new USB
president
cord.
of Spina di Rosula. I've got to
What
keep
the
my
hell?
chin up.
Weird.
We've reached the shore. Let's go. I'll show you the new Poisson.
Yeah, that was very strange.
Navia.
Is this the Well of
She's
Getter?
doing all right.
This is my will. I defeated the Getter Emperor in hand-to-hand combat and have become the new Getter Emperor specifically of fried chicken.
Okay. Paimon supposes you're right.
This is my
She's
will.
really
This is
been
my
through a
world.
lot. It couldn't have been easy shouldering so much by herself.
I forget how to get in there, so we're just gonna teleport. The glowy line probably would have showed me, but that's the no. No. Be big-brained. Save time. Change my name to Getter Emperor of Fried Chicken!
Boss, you're back! Traveler and Paimon, welcome back to Poisson.
Oh, hey! Fancy seeing you again, Florent. Is it your turn to take care of Navia now?
Hey, I can totally take care of myself. For the time being, I'll go around without any attendance. We did hand over some of Malus's old responsibilities to Florent, though. It's been really nice to have him around to help out.
Thank you for the compliment, boss.
Could have teleported her here instead of taking a boat? Well,
As you
we
see,
could have. And
I've been
Navia
working
couldn't
closely
have.
with the boss on rebuilding Poisson. Mr. Malus was an extremely capable and respected member of the Spina. I've got some really big shoes to fill.
All right. There's no need to be so formal. Everyone's practically old friends by now. Were you waiting here for me? Did we manage to make any progress on the statue?
Yeah, we contacted a sculptor about the job, but they can't get started on sourcing a correctly sized block without knowing the design that we want to use first.
You're commissioning a statue?
So basically, we've been meaning to commission a statue of my parents in commemoration of everything they've done for the Spina and the town of Poisson. But since my father was known as callously unfaithful for the longest time, it would have been too controversial to commission a statue of him. But now that his name has been cleared, and the town is also being rebuilt, I thought this would be the perfect chance to actually realize this dream.
The funds to build the statue
Yeah, first
were
things
freely
first, I think I'm just
donated
gonna
by
try
the
getting a new
people of
HDMI
Poisson
cable.
to show their appreciation for Miss Clementine and Mr.
I'll just ask my grandma to grab me
everything
one
they
from
did.
work tomorrow. Before I go spending money I don't really have.
Me? I'm just the newbie president that's running around and causing everyone trouble.
Oh yeah, the live stream's tomorrow. Yep, that's correct. Yeah. Thank you
Maybe
as
we
always
can
for
have
the
this
warning
conversation again
and
in a
the
few
Genshin
decades, once I've
the
done more
Genshin
for the town
subdivision
and the people.
secret. I always really appreciate
No need
it.
to be so humble. Didn't you just help save the entire country?
I agree wholeheartedly. I also believe that Boss should have a place on the statue.
Hey, if you keep inflating my ego like this, I might just float off into the sky with my parasol. Just kidding. There's no
You
way
can do
that
it.
I'd
I've seen
accept
your
that
kit.
kind of compliment at face value. At a
You
minimum,
ain't
I'd
joking.
have to match what my father did for the people.
Mary Poppins that shit.
Thanks for the vote of confidence. I just don't think I'm ready yet. Anyway, Florent, now it's up to us to confirm the final design, right?
Mm-hmm. We can ask the sculptor to start looking for a good block once we've decided on the poses for Miss Clementine and Mr. Callis. But we haven't had any real discussions yet on the possible designs. I feel like I should get a few promising designs first, and then send them over to you to review.
There's no need for all that. Let's decide on a design right now. Hey, you! Come over here with me.
Walk with me, talk with me. Me?
Modeling a few poses, of course. Here, just pretend to be Callus, and I'll be Clementine.
That's...
Hopefully I don't have to fix the next event
Didn't you
close to
say
the
on the boat
deadline.
that Callus
I will
and
try my
Clementine
best to
sounded
not
like
make a
great
habit
partners?
of that.
Well, then there's no one better to fill this
I
role
was just
than
having
my
too much
most
fun with
valuable
Yakuza
partner.
7.
Florent,
It's hard to tear myself
let's grab
away from
some
that game.
reference shots.
You've got it, boss. I'll go get the camera.
Well, what do you think? Got any ideas?
Shouldn't you be the one running this
Well,
pony show?
I've actually discussed it a bit with Florent before, but I could never come up with any fresh or original ideas. It's probably because my idea of them is already kind of set in stone. So, I want to pick your brain for a bit and see if you can come up with some new and interesting ideas.
You can poke
I'm
my
all
brain all
good
you
here,
want,
boss.
just don't poke holes
Feel
in
free
it.
to start posing whenever.
Alright.
Imposing, huh? Oh, I've got it. Let's try this.
Girl!
This pose! It makes me recall Sfina di Rosula's glorious golden age.
But isn't Clementine's pose a bit too bold and heroic? Was she really that kind of person? If we were to stick with this pose, maybe people would wonder if she was actually the real boss behind the scenes.
Well, tabloids did indeed speculate as much back in the day, but the Spina pulled a few strings and made both the report and the journalist disappear.
Oh, Paimon was just kidding! Please don't make Paimon disappear.
Please do, please do!
What Florent meant was that we asked the journalist to choose
I'm
a new
begging
alias.
you.
You're right, though, that this may not accurately represent the image of her in our hearts. Let's try to come up with something else.
Let's try posing like we're in an album cover.
Ah, by that, do you mean as if we were standing on a boat and looking out at the sea? Sure, let's give that a try.
Whoa, you really remind Paimon of a captain and their first mate.
Look over there, my dear Clementine. As you can see, every tree on that island is dripping with mora fruit.
You're not cute.
But there's something off with the composition.
Stop it.
This pose makes Mr. Callis look too tall next to the lady.
Oh, I see what you mean. Then let's swap.
Well, Paimon is a fan. A statue like this would look fantastic on a boat.
Wait,
Nerds.
but we can't do that. Very few people would see the statue if we were to put it on a boat. This statue is meant to be placed in the town.
But then, since we're putting it in the town, the whole point of the pose would be lost.
Oh, okay. We'll try to think of something else.
A happy pose? You mean Something
Actually
like
being happy? What
we
a
were
concept.
laughing together at a funny joke?
Tee tee.
Would all that be able to come through with just a picture?
Would we even be able to tell what they are supposed to be laughing about?
Yeah, and that'd probably be a massive pain to sculpt as well.
Could one of you try striking a pose like you're talking while the other one laughs? That actually sounds pretty hard to pull off. Forget it, let's try something else.
You need help, reasonable dragon, don't we all?
We tried a bunch of different ideas, but none of them felt right. Paimon's all out of brain juice now, too.
Oh, don't worry.
Drill
We
holes
still
in your
got
brain,
a
it'll
lot of
help.
reference shots out of the session, and each of them can be considered to be a souvenir in their own right. Let's just keep the ideas we tried as backups. Man, if I knew I was going to do a photo shoot with the Traveler, I would have prepared a lot of outfits and props ahead of time. Oh, outfits! Ugh, that's the errand I forgot back in the city. Do either of you still remember that girl? The girl I went to see with you two. Her name is Adele.
Oh, Paimon remembers her. She was the one that we met while investigating Mr. Callus's case, right?
Yes, that's exactly who I'm
No,
talking
the sheep
about.
girl from Arknights,
So,
you fool.
after the case, she was finally willing to talk to me, and she told me that she wanted to join the Spina too. I said that it's fine, but young children are not allowed to join the Spina. She will just have to wait a few years, and then we'll welcome her with open arms. Since she's still a child, though, she thought I was just trying to let her down gently. But how could I get her to believe that I meant what I said? In the end, I came up with an idea. I'd have a Spina uniform made and give it to her as a gift. But I got so busy and distracted in the city that I forgot to pick the uniform up. So I did forget something important after all.
Don't worry, boss. I can send someone to pick it up right away.
On the matter of the statue, we should still come up with a few more ideas for the design. I'll have to trouble you to source some for me.
We could have just done that from the start.
Just swapping into a Yai Miko main, good choice. She's level 80 with 888 talents, but you don't know what to run for an aggravate team. For Miko specifically, let me think.
Yeah, you're right. They'll have some value
Do
as
you have
souvenirs at least.
Nahida? Nahida's just pretty much the best Dendro applicator / support period. You don't, okay.
Navia,
Kale should be a
guess who's back?
Kale should be a freebie. I'm pretty sure she's a good budget pick.
But aren't you
Dendro
supposed
Traveler, actually still very
well,
viable.
If it isn't Coulter. Back already from the fortress
I need to
of
put my
Merpy?
Traveler back on that. The Hydro one is not good.
That's right. I finally finished serving my time.
But Dendro Traveler
Gotta
actually
say,
pretty
turns
alright.
out I was
Kale
a
is
lot
C6.
tougher than
Oh
I
yeah,
thought.
then she'll do fine.
After I got out, I immediately made a beeline back to Poisson.
She should be perfectly
You'd say
fine
that
for
familiar
applying
briny
that
smell became
applying
a
Dendro for
primal
Yai.
call, urging me to forget everything else and just come back home. You wouldn't believe how much I've missed Melissa's grilled fish. I dreamed about it every time I had to get a welfare
Yao
meal
Yao.
down
You
there
could also
beneath
do
the
Yao
sea.
Yao if you need a
It's
healer.
good to have you back, Coulter. You look as well
You could
as
also
ever.
do both, depending.
And this guy is...
Let me introduce you.
Because Miko's
This
not
is
really
Coulter,
meant as to be like
another
a
of
main
Spina di
DPS, I
Rosula's
don't think.
members. He was found guilty and sentenced to the fortress
Unless
of
you're
Merpy
unless
some
you're
time
running her
ago.
with alongside
But,
Raiden.
Looking at it now, it was probably another one of Marcel's plots while he worked at the Confrérie
If you're
of
running her with
Cabrières.
Raiden, you can probably just
Wait,
go
wait,
those two
Mr.
and then
Marcel.
any two Dendro characters you
What
want,
do you mean?
preferably
He was
one being a
involved in
healer.
some sort of plot?
Have you not heard anything at all about the water from the primordial sea case?
Yo, Blanco, how
Well,
you
I know that Fontaine got flooded, but then the water levels miraculously receded. I thought that was all there was to it and didn't care to ask for any more details. Do you mean Mr. Marcel was somehow involved with all that?
You never want to use Raiden
Looks like
again.
we'll have to explain everything from the top.
I
Case.
won't question the
A lot of things have happened in Poisson since then. first things first.
You
Let
lost
me introduce
50-50
you
on
to
her
these
banner
two.
early. Ooh.
They're my most trusted partners.
Hey, Duff.
And they've
Welcome
been
to
with
France.
me through thick and thin. Now you could call them Spina di Rosula's VIP helpers.
Oh, nice to meet you. I don't recall Navia ever generously complimenting anyone like that before. So you must be pretty amazing to get that from her.
Yeah, we are indeed pretty amazing. But we've been cool since before we even met her.
Just followed her lead. I am not crediting Paimon with anything ever. This is the new bitch I'm gonna spend $100 on. I already have her. She's been out. She's been out. I already have her. I didn't have to spend money on her. She was obnoxious coming home. She came home kicking and screaming, but dear God.
Humble again as always, I see. Even when I was totally sincere with my praise.
Nice, nice. Spina di Rosula always seems to attract great people. Oh, that reminds me. Where are Malus and Silver? Aren't they always by your side?
About that.
Coulter, a lot of things happened while you were gone. As you can see,
She looks okay.
even
As
Poisson
Navia,
isn't
I
quite
love
the
her
same
design.
as how it was before
I think she
you
looks
left.
great. 1 second, I'm stubborn and insist on banging my head against the wall. I'm gonna try to mess with some stuff midstream. Don't mind me. Hopefully that doesn't make everything freak out too bad. Okay, that's really not what I was looking for. I was thinking maybe you could do something to the audio. No.
They lost their lives, keeping me safe during the flood.
Kale acquired. Nice, nice.
What did you say? This isn't some kind of morbid welcome home prank,
Number
right?
3. Let's see.
You're just scaring me on purpose because I
Yikes,
don't know anything about what's
Kale.
happened.
Shinobu,
sorry.
if you have her, she could
It's
be
the
another good
truth.
option for a healer. If you don't want to go
They
with
weren't
Yao
the
Yao.
only people we lost either. Many others, including Melissa, also lost their lives in the disaster.
Malus and Melissa, dead. They're just gone. Malus.
Cookie's a little overrated? Not really. She's really good.
I ran into him again in town.
If you don't want to use her, again, that's
Can't
fine.
believe it.
But it's an option. I feel like you need something else in there to give Miko
Malus and
a
Coulter were
boost,
friends for many years,
battery-wise.
and even served on many missions together during the early days
If
of
you're
the
not gonna
Spina.
run
I can understand how he feels.
if you're not gonna run riding with her, so
Let's sit down somewhere, so I can tell you everything.
yeah, I
that
don't know
has
what the best
happened
way
while
to
you
go
were
about
gone.
that would be.
Fair warning.
Get
There
some other
was
Electro user on your
lot.
team with a Favonius weapon. That's my only
Okay.
real idea. I don't know who could qualify. Yeah, like I said, it's tough. It's tough being a Miko main, if you mean main the way I think you do, because she's not really, like I said, I don't think she's necessarily meant to be a main DPS. At least not at low constellations. Like, all of my best uses of Miko have been as, like, using her to apply Electro, and then have, like, a Dendro main DPS, like Al Hatham or whatnot. Member 4. If you're going full aggravate, I guess Dendro Traveler.
All of this.
Or Yao Yao if you want
It's
some additional healing.
unbelievable. I can't believe that those stories were real. It all really happened. Has the
Kirara might
world
also be
gone
alright if you
mad?
have her.
I think you and I both feel the same way about the profound tragedy of Melusa's loss. And the sheer depravity of Marcel's actions.
I thought Mr. Marcel would always stand by the Spina. Everything he
Did
had,
just messing
the
with that-
Spina gave
Did
to
just
him.
messing with that setting real quick
It's
really fix the crackling? I'm not
unconscionable
hearing
to
it
have
anymore.
received all that,
Bruh.
and yet still plot to kidnap and dissolve you for his insane research.
Why is
Good
technology
news
so
is that
dumb?
the Confrérie of Cabriere is no more. Gone with them too is the entire synth manufacturing and distribution network. We finally closed the curtain on that long struggle.
Are you sure? But if Marcel wanted to rebel against us, he probably sent word in secret to Romeu.
Romu?
A beard!
Not a name I've heard before either.
Florent should remember him. You see, there was once a major
Romeu
internal
is
dispute
the
regarding
Thunder
funding
Summon
the
in a lot of Final
construction of the
Fantasy games,
Aquabus lines.
right?
Romeu was the leader of the faction that thought such a vast sum of mora would be
it's
better
not spelled
spent
even remotely
improving
the
the
same.
town of Poisson.
Who's
But
looking away while he was
Mr.
talking.
Callus believed that an opportunity to collaborate with the court of Fontaine and the Fontaine Research Institute was hard to come by, and would allow us to build many valuable relationships. Not only would the Aquabus be a good business investment, it would also boost our reputation among the general populace, eventually paying us massive dividends down the line. But the two couldn't come to an agreement. Romeu ended up taking a lot of people with him when he left Spino di Rosula altogether, and the split was on extremely bad terms.
Ugh. And with Papa's stubbornness, I can definitely imagine how it must have gone down.
And of course, when he was suffering the slings and arrows of outrageous injustice, those relationships that he spent a fortune to build didn't help in the least.
Yeah, you could say it was the price he paid for sticking to his beliefs.
Oh, that's a good point. If Callus was really as stubborn as you say, then wouldn't he have argued with
Also,
the
sorry,
rank and
Dust,
file
got
all the
distracted.
time?
Tomorrow I'm starting FE4,
Oh, yeah.
maybe, I don't
It
know.
eventually became a thing that just happened on every day that ended with Y.
I might do the Pokemon DLC.
Navia, I mean, boss, you might not know this, but he wasn't always like that. He used to
For
be
one
a
thing,
lot
for
better
one
with
thing,
taking
I'm gonna
counsel.
feel really bad
With
starting
him listening to
FE4
our
without
advice
without
and Ms.
Boop
Clementine
around.
also frequently
I don't
on
know
our
what the
side.
situation is with
It
his
was pretty smooth
account getting
sailing for a
hacked.
good many years. But on the matter of the Aquabus, even Ms. Clementine completely stood by Mr. Callus's side.
Huh. I never knew. But from
He
my
was hacked. We
perspective,
think so. We never
Romeu's
got
position
confirmation
had a
on
lot
it.
going for it.
Because
Couldn't
whoever it
they have
is
sat
apparently
down
did
and
like a
talked it
pretty
out?
good job impersonating
I think
him.
the Aquabus was just the straw that broke the camel's
But
back.
Kiwi and Balin both
On
got
that
very
topic,
strange
They
messages from
eventually
him.
came to a rather radical conclusion. They believed that
That
Miss
he never
Clementine
responded
lost
to.
her ability to serve as an impartial mediator when she became pregnant with
And
Callus's
he's been
child.
like MIA.
So they
ever
thought
since
she
then.
had betrayed them? But that doesn't make
Even
any
with
sense.
even with a big
Before
Arc
she
Knights
was
events
their
going on,
mediator,
he hasn't been
my
around,
mother
which is
was
very
also
unusual.
her own person,
Not to
and a
pigeonhole
member
him.
of the Spina.
But
She should have the right to take any side she wished.
yeah, something's not quite right there.
Yeah, but to them, even taking a side was betrayal enough. They felt like their voices could no longer be heard once their sole mediator had gone over to the other side. Of course, Ms. Clementine then passed away, and Mr. Callus began to regard the completion of the Aquabus project as her final wish. With that, the last hope of reconciliation was gone.
So that's what happened.
From that point on, Romeu and his people cut ties with the Spina, and never gave us any kind of professional or personal courtesy ever again. Perhaps they've regarded us as enemies ever since they left. But even so, there is still no proof that they ever acted in concert with Marcel.
You know where I'm not
I've also
gonna
heard that they
hold off
aren't in
on
a
playing
good
FE4 or
financial
whatever until
position, so
Boop's
they've
back.
been lying low
Even
for
though
a
I do,
while.
I do wish he could be around
But
for
as
it,
long as
so he
they
could help me
exist,
through it.
they'll
But
continue to be a threat.
I figure probably at least
I think Coulter's got a point.
wait until
Both
next
Marcel and
week.
Romeu had
get a
my
fresh
father
start.
in their sights for a very long time. Even though Marcel's faction has been dissolved,
The
we still
ending
don't know
of
anything
a
about Romeu's
show
whereabouts.
that disappointed me the
If
most,
they're still
specifically
trying
a
to
show.
get revenge on us, with how distracted and vulnerable we are, now would be the best time.
Good thinking, boss. We should keep an eye on them at all times. I'll let my men know right away.
You're planning on getting Miko's
Thank
weapon?
you for
Nice.
that, Florent. And Coulter,
I picked that up for it at some point.
thank you for telling me about
It's
this
pretty
as well.
good with her,
Don't worry,
as
it's
it should
nothing.
be.
Do you have a moment right now? How about we go out for a walk? I've heard so many incredulous things today. I'm finding it a bit hard to calm down even now. I mean, to think that I'll just never see them again.
In that
This
case,
is absolutely
why don't we
recency
go back to
bias.
the
There's
court? I
absolutely
can pick
worse
up a
out there,
Chelsea
but
uniform while
for
we're
whatever
there as
reason,
well.
the first thing I
It'll
thought of
save
was
Laurent's
Gundam
guys a
Seed
trip.
Destiny.
Want to come with me again, you two?
It's definitely not the
You
worst
don't mind,
example.
do you, Coulter?
Because, like, Lord knows the show was a
Of
dumpster
course.
fire even up
That's
until
fine
that
by
point.
me.
Then let's go!
Like, a better
Paimon
ending wouldn't have
feels like
saved
the
the
last
show,
engine on
but
this
just the fact that the Durandal plotline plus Ray resolves the way it does was incredibly frustrating.
We really are the best of partners. Come on, let's go.
Aibo! Good luck with your commissions, Blanco. I am still endeavoring to never have to do commissions. I'm assuming you mean when does Seed Freedom come out, Dusk? I think it comes out in like a week. I'm pretty sure I saw a random Twitter post that was doing like a countdown for it. Like, it's definitely soon. Almost rank 26, very nice.
Are we not taking the boat this time?
It's nice to walk from time to time, isn't it? Think of it as something like a hiking trip. Once we're there, we can stay a few days before we return.
I'm guessing that's the game telling me to
Sounds
walk.
good. I haven't walked this road in a long time.
Yeah, it's fine. It's not that far away. I'm saying I could have... Not like there would have been a good place to fast travel anyway. Did the Ito quest yesterday? Oh, yeah, his Beetle event's back. Does that have voice acting or anything?
Well, we've walked far enough for now. Let's take a break. Since we're out for a walk, we shouldn't stress too much about the destination.
It does? Oh, man, my boy!
I've grown
Oh,
old,
shit.
so I'm not
Maybe we'll
as
also do
fit
that
as
real quick.
before. It's a good thing that at least my work
Movie
down
ending.
the
The
fortress was
Mist.
quite the workout.
Well, Paimon thinks you're doing great.
I like The Mist a
didn't have to
lot.
slow
I
down
love
for you
Thomas
at all.
Jane. I think it's a really interesting
Back
story.
in the
I really
days
like the
before
way
the
it
Aquabus
handles
lines
its
were
premise.
built, we often
Until
had to
the
hike north
ending.
with our goods, then catch a boat to the
The
court.
ending single-handedly has
Melissa
ensured that
and
I will
must
never
have
watch that
traveled
film
this
again.
way hundreds of times. When we were tired, we would lay down for a while on the grass, and when we were hungry, we'd catch a fish or two. The Spina was still on the rise back then. Mr. Callis was generous, and everyone had the chance to strike it rich. So, of course,
Now
we
again,
all worked really
Yakuza
hard.
like a dragon.
And now, in the blink of an eye, the Aquabus lines have been built, and this road is
You don't
fallen
even
into
have to ask
disuse.
that one, you know. Or maybe you don't. I forget if you were here yesterday or not, Dusk, actually.
Oh, I know. I was
Another
just
one,
being
Persona
a little
2.
nostalgic.
Then let's stay here a bit longer.
Innocent sin, not
Anyone
eternal
want
punishment.
snacks?
Oh, is this another chance to try some of Navia's macarons? Paimon's been dreaming of them.
Yep, I figured you wouldn't say no to a few more. Oh,
If
wait.
only they waited another
Let me
minute.
check
Like,
if I
I
have
know
all the
that's the
ingredients.
point, but it's too much. It's
Malus and
way,
Silver used
way
to take
too
care of
much
tasks
the way
like
they went
this.
about it.
Okay, the stove's looking good. And as for the ingredients, seems like we're all out of flour and sugar. The two most important ingredients of all.
You pulled an Aokiji, you made an ice bridge using Kaya? That's not stupid. That is a valid strategy, Blanco.
Oh, would you? Oh, but
You could do
would
it
be too
even
much to
more
ask you to go on a
indefinitely
trip
with
just for
Risley.
those.
We should contribute to making the macaron too. Don't worry, we cook out in the wild all the time, so she should have some stuff on hand.
Oh,
You knew
that's
that'd be my
great.
reaction? Well, of course.
Then
You know
I'll
I
leave
have a
the
no
ingredient
bullshit
gathering
tolerance.
to you. As long as we have some sweet
And that ending
flowers
was
and wheat,
bullshit.
I can start the baking.
Not the worst bullshit
Then
ever.
I'll
Like
go
I
look
said
for
last
some
night.
boxes nearby
People
for
were trying
a
to
makeshift table and chairs.
People were trying to pick my brain last night, like comparing it to other stuff that I've had the same reaction to, where like the ending kind of ruined it. And while I was definitely upset, it was also far from the angriest I've ever been, and it is definitely better than it's definitely better than Persona 2, because the perpetrator of the stabbing was slightly less random and dumb, and it is still better than what's it called? And it's still better than Xenoblade 3 because it was still at least actually about the main characters.
Great. Then I'll prep the stove. Let's get to work, everyone.
Gurren Lagann. You know what? I'm changing my answer for the anime or show or whatever. Gurren Lagann is my answer. Gurren Lagann would be somewhere on my 5x5 if not for that ending.
Ah, how did it go? Did you find the ingredients? You've all done your part. Just leave the rest to me.
The O's 10th anniversary movie?
Whoa,
That's not the...
That look and taste magnificent!
You think the ending is the only thing wrong with that movie? Also, it doesn't
baking
exist.
Skills have always been famous. Everyone in the Spina knows how exceptionally talented she is.
Oh, it's just a hobby. There's no need to praise me for it like that.
Have you two seriously never considered joining us? You're so close to the boss, and she obviously trusts you with all her heart, so... Oh, I see. Is that why you have to always stay on the road?
I'm not sure why the option auto
You
danced
just
that one
happened
time.
to walk in on our little reunion.
Specifically referring to
It's
the worst
actually
part. I mean,
been
the
quite a
ending is
while
the
since
worst
we
part,
last
don't get me
spent time
wrong. But
together.
like that's why I didn't like
Adventurers
Gundam Seed
never
Destiny
stay
as
in
an
one
answer
place
either.
for long.
Because the whole show was kind of trash.
Would just tie them
The
down.
ending was a tipping point, to be sure, but
After
like
everything we've been
it
through
wouldn't.
together,
The ending being
I'm
better
sure
wouldn't
our
have fixed the
hearts would remain
show.
intertwined even if we found ourselves on opposite sides of the world.
Likewise, if that movie had had a happier ending, it still, from what I understand, would not have been a terribly well-made movie.
Even if
That just
Paimon was
didn't really
far
do
beyond
right
the
by its
horizon,
cast.
She'd still remember the delicious taste of Navia.
It had some really poor direction, from what I've heard.
I understand now. Then I am very lucky indeed to have been graced with the chance to meet the two of you. I will endeavor to make the most of this short yet fortuitous encounter, and enjoy every moment we spend together.
We've got no wine with us, but let's still toast with water in celebration of this moment.
How about a 5x5 of bad games? Nah.
Cheers! Hey, what are you doing? Quick, join in on the toast!
May your travels go smoothly. May the Spina continue to grow.
There are too
and
many that
may
I
our
hesitate to call
friendship
outright
last
bad, even
until
stuff
the
like
end of
Xenoblade 2.
time. All set?
I don't get
move out,
angry.
then.
I don't get British Best
So
Lead.
we
Thank you
should
for the
be able
follow.
to
Great
pick it up
name.
right away.
Like I don't lose my shit and get angry at the endings of these games because I've hated the games and the ending is a tipping point. I get angry at the endings of these games because up until then I was enjoying them. And unfortunately the ending is gonna be what sticks with me the most. Like, you can be as great as you damn well please, but if you can't stick the landing and leave me with a bad taste in my mouth, then that's the last thing I'm gonna remember. And it's just gonna sour the whole experience.
Hey there, Ludovine. How's business lately?
The Demoiselle of Spina de Rosula. I must say, your generous patronage is the one thing keeping me from going bankrupt.
Nonsense.
I'm excited for Unicorn
We all know
Overlord.
what a talented businesswoman you are. No, and don't forget, she's the boss now.
Don't know if I'm gonna pick it up day one or play through it
My
right away or whatever,
mistake,
but
my mistake.
I'm interested. To
I
be
just
sure.
got so used to calling her Demoiselle.
I
Are
trust
you here
Vanillaware.
for the uniform?
Yep. I forgot to drop by earlier when I was running errands around here.
I didn't expect Demoiselle to come and pick it up in person. It's just a uniform after all. Any of your folks could have come instead.
Navia's
I have
always
the special
liked to
edition
take even
pre-ordered.
small
I have no
things
idea if I'm gonna
seriously.
keep it.
Hey, that's not the only reason I'm here. We mostly just needed a walk to clear our heads. There are few things more uplifting than taking the first step on a new journey.
Boss has got a point. Going on a trip with friends is always better than staying cooped up at home.
Very well. Please, wait here while I retrieve the uniform for you.
Paimon again why Adele wants to join the Spina?
She hasn't given me any concrete reasons. All she says is that she really looks up to me. After we cleared her father's name, she became a lot more cheerful and outgoing. It's probably because she now knows for sure that her father was never a bad person. She said she used to be terrified of Papa, so as a result, she found all the rest of the Spina super scary as well. But the Spina is very different now. She mustered up the courage to talk to me, and felt like I could really understand her.
Exactly, yeah, I'm with Dusk.
Yeah, you could say that. By uncovering the truth about the case, I was able to give her
Like, I'm not
closure
gonna
at the
sit
same
here and
time.
say Xenoblade 3 is
She
a
said
bad
that she
game
wanted to
just
become
because of
someone
the
like
ending
me.
and because of the direction
Someone
it
who
ends
could
up going
lend a
in.
hand to others, instead of
Because, like,
standing still and
gameplay-wise,
waiting for
it was
others
mostly
to help
serviceable
her.
and fun to get through.
From the sound of it,
But
she'll
it
be
is
a
a game I
wonderful
came to
addition to the
despise by the
Spina.
end of it.
I think so too. But for now, let's focus on giving her a great atmosphere to grow and thrive. She can commit to us once she's older, and can really make that decision for herself.
Is something
We're
up,
being
Traveler?
stalked.
Huh? Tailing? Oh, Paimon's coming.
That's not the
I'll go
option I
check it
chose,
out, too.
Paimon. Shut up.
Coulter, please hold on to this for me.
All right.
Paimon saw them too. They headed up.
Stop right there!
Dude, there's no scenario where you get out of this. Dislike and contempt for the story is different from being an overall bad game. Exactly, yeah.
We knew you were going to be difficult.
Seems like if we want them to talk, we're gonna need to teach them a lesson first.
Brothers, there's no need to skulk in the dark anymore. Let's take them out!
Objectively bad game Sonic and the Secret Rings! I know people who would fight you on
Time to
that.
shine! Yoo-hoo! Hey there! Watch out!
I love Navia so much.
Ah! Hiya!
I really wish they just made her a musket user and introduced a new weapon type.
Now, talk. Who are you? And why were you tailing us?
We'll let you off easy if you keep silent.
Admit fault.
How did it go, boss? Are any of you hurt?
If you thought they stood any chance against us, you were sorely mistaken. Anyway, stop playing tough and start talking. There won't be any room for negotiation once the Maison Gardiennage gets involved.
We're looking to
How do we
get
feel about
vengeance
Sonic
on
Unleashed?
Spina
I love
Tirasula.
jazz.
We were discovered. We can't beat you in a fight. We admit it. We lost.
Get revenge? Wait, you're not Romeu's followers, are you?
You actually know that name? But if you do, then surely you should understand why we hate you so much.
Indeed.
You're trying to murder us
you
in
haven't
broad
got
daylight,
the faintest
dude.
hope of winning right now.
We were out drinking when we saw Navia. We got so angry we decided to follow you guys.
Unleashed, as
Look
far
for an
again, as a
opportunity to
pure
really mess
outsider
up
to
your
the
day.
Sonic world,
Too bad you guys
Unleashed
messed
seems
up
like it's
ours
not
first.
the worst. At least so long as you don't play the Wii version.
Huh?
But yeah, I know Ivy genuinely has a soft spot for
You're
it.
pretty sharp. But so what? We
She
didn't
likes
do anything.
Chip a lot.
And now it should be pretty obvious that we can't do anything to you anyway. Seeing you like that just really ticked us off. And we let the drink go to our heads.
Listen, Callus is long dead. No matter what happened in the past, I want to be able to start things anew. I am the current president of Spina di Rosula. If your boss wants to
Just
talk
fought the
with
Apollo
me,
trilogy tonight.
I'd be happy
Nice.
to meet with him. I won't press
I
charges
definitely do want to pick
for
that up
your
at some
attack.
point when I have the money.
That should also help demonstrate my sincerity.
Since I had to emulate so many of
I
the
understand.
games. And I
Thank
do love
you.
the franchise that much.
I'll let our boss know.
I feel like I definitely owe it to them to support the official release now that it's on a viable console.
I won't be so lenient next time. Understood?
All right. We get it. Come on, let's go.
Are you sure it's okay to just let them go like that, Navia?
I don't want to inherit my father's grudges, too. Moreover, when it comes to the Aquabus, I don't think what my father did was entirely correct either. If the other side is willing to talk, I'm happy to open the door for a reconciliation. Opportunities for new beginnings are all around us.
What, which...
I support Boss's decision
which
as
game,
well.
Neo? Apollo?
The concept of an eye for an eye is a primitive practice that has no place in today's
Oh, or about
Spina
Unleashed. He
Dorsula.
probably means Unleashed.
Yes.
The Wii version is also alright,
already
not
know that they're
according
strapped
to
for
the
cash.
Game Grumps playthrough,
If
but
their
it's Game
financial
Grumps, so
situation
who
is
knows
that
how accurate
dire,
that is.
they don't have what it takes to challenge us.
Aaron might just be
So
bad.
this may be the best time to talk. I still think we should keep an eye out for Romeo's folks, though. If he decides to ignore the warning I gave his men, then we could still have a fight on our hands.
Yeah, those guys definitely didn't look like big fans of yours.
I'd rather things not go that far, since, though we haven't talked to each other for years, once upon a time we were all a part of the Spina di Rosula family.
Yep, that's how I feel as well. Anyway, now that we've sent them packing, we don't have to worry about those guys anymore. It's getting late already, so why don't we stay the night in the Fleuve Cendre? We can head back to Poisson tomorrow. I'll also ask someone to write Florent a letter and inform him of everything that happened here today, so he can increase security around Poisson and be on guard against any suspicious individuals.
Do we have to stay in the
Also,
Fleuve
craze on
Cendre
metals, you need like
again?
70% of them,
Even
Jesus.
They smell like seaweed.
Sorry, that's just what happens when you live near water and don't get much sunlight. Poisson's pretty much the same though, so I've long since gotten used to it. We can still go out in the evening for some grilled fish and drinks, though. Bet you
Yo,
there'll be
fish!
people
Oh
singing
my
sea
god,
shanties,
Navia.
too. How does that sound?
Navia, stop being base.
That does sound pretty cool. Okay, Paimon's on board now. Let's go. Paimon wants to sing too.
I love seafood, man. Oh yeah, I'm completing I'm getting commission points by doing this. Yo! That means a bunch are gonna go to waste after this, but whatever. Don't mind me. I'm literally, like I said, I literally just have been taking exploration and events as slow as I can these days. Cause just I have had it up to here with doing the same commissions over and over again. I would rather just slowly but surely explore areas every day. Unfortunately, I'm running out of stuff to go to. We need a new map! I know Fontaine has got to have at least one more update at some point because I still have a weird number of, what's it called? The hydroculi left. So there's gonna be at least one more expansion. Welcome back, Secret.
Coming back here really does feel like this place is starting to grow on Paimon. If you think about it, it would be kind of weird if the Spina's base at the court was some super luxurious building like the Palais Mermonia.
Totally. Right on the money, Paimon. Although, of course, with the continued growth of the Spina, Papa wanted Poisson to eventually grow into a metropolis, not unlike the court. He was a very ambitious man, who rarely looked behind or beneath him. For better or worse, that always made him stand out from the crowd.
And that's also why people hated him just as much as they loved him.
All right. Why don't you go wait for me at the restaurant? I'll go do some prep, and I'll get someone to tidy up your room while I'm at it. You can use the same room as last time. You still remember the room number, yeah?
Yep. Kinda hard to forget when there are only so many rooms here after all.
Oh, did I just hear someone taking a dig at Fleuve Cendre? I'll tell my guys to stuff your pillows full of actual seaweed right now.
Do it!
Oh, Paimon, sorry! Please have mercy, Navia. If you do
Suffer!
that, then Paimon really won't be able to sleep at all.
Suffer!
I was just kidding. Be on your way now.
I'm not moving, by the way. I think my controller might also be broken. God damn it. Stop it! Stop it! Farina, I'm doing something in the background real quick. God damn it. Can all my things stop breaking, please? Ay, 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 ay.
Need those parts. It's taking him so long.
Hello? Are you asleep yet? Oh, no, not at all. I just figured that since we don't get to enjoy nights like these very often, we should try to enjoy it to the fullest. Wanna go fishing? I've got some rods and lures ready.
Oh, so that's the prep you were talking about. Sure, we'll come.
Shut up, Paimon!
Hopefully I
speaking
didn't wake
for
you
me.
or anything. Don't worry, you don't have to do any actual fishing if you're too tired. Just think of it as keeping me company. How does that sound? Okay, let's go. To the fishing spot.
Oh, you're gonna make me go all the way back up there, aren't you? Oh, no, wait, way out of the way. How? Fine. Start underwater. They really need a better fast travel point around here in general, because there's like a fishing spot right around here somewhere too. It's just annoying to get to. A fishing spot that's not this one.
When you're using a fully automatic
This is only a fishing spot in this cutscene. That is hilarious, though.
What's the problem? Lots of people in Poisson use rods like these.
You didn't play the game.
But
You
shouldn't
didn't
fishing
beat it,
be all about,
Navia. You're cheating.
You know, attentively watching the float, and then excitedly reeling in the catch when you finally hook something?
Well, that's one way to enjoy fishing. What do you think, Traveler?
Oh, I can't wait to kill Paimon once she turns into the final boss. It's gonna be great. On one hand, I unironically do think that manual fishing is part of the experience. But on the other hand, I'd be agreeing with Paimon. Automation is more efficient.
That's how I feel as well. To me, I'm happy as long as I catch some fish.
Honestly, Paimon's mainly shocked at how much energy you still have at this hour. Usually by this time of night, it's a struggle for Paimon to even keep her eyes open.
Jacked up on Mountain Dew.
Huh. It might just be something that runs in my family.
That's a thing?
I'm sure you'd get even sleepier if I delved more deeply into it. Anyway, I was just thinking about how grateful I am to my mother, as well as the rest of the Spina. My father always had a lot of unrealistic expectations for me. But the more that he tried to get me to become like him, the less I wanted to listen to what he had to say. My mother never had those kinds of expectations, though.
Beat Super Mario RPG pretty fun and short today. Oh yeah, I still wanted to play that at some point too. That's right.
I would have a happy and secure childhood. All the members of the Spina greatly respected her wish.
Did I put that on my Amazon wish list?
So no matter what I did as a
I
child, they were happy to humor me. Can you imagine? Whenever my father wanted to scold me for something I'd done, everyone would form up into 2 rows and just stand silently and listen to him rant. Malus and Silver were always there too. No matter what Papa yelled, nobody else would say a word.
On one hand, cancer is bad.
Eventually, Papa must have recognized scolding me over trivial matters was pointless, because he eventually stopped getting on my case so often.
Paimon would have never guessed.
to be that much of a contrarian asshole.
Yeah. Looking back on it now as an adult, I can hardly believe how patient and kind everyone was. When I was young, I often thought that I could do whatever I wanted, because there'd always be someone there to clean up after me. But once, I saw Malus come back wounded. He wouldn't tell me how he'd been injured, but I could tell it had something to do with me. I learned then that there's always a cost to making a mistake. The more you care about
I'm still
those
shocked
around
that those
you,
two guys stayed dead,
the more you should
by
care about doing
the
the
way.
right thing, to the best of your abilities.
Or two, like, Men in Black
Because-
officers.
If you do falter,
They
there will
actually
inevitably
stayed
come
dead,
a
and I
time
actually
when
felt
you'll have
bad
to
about
face
it.
the consequences.
Looks at Tepe like I'm on The
when
Office.
that time comes, those most precious to you really will throw themselves in front of you and pay the price for your mistakes.
Oh, honey. I'm sorry, Navia. I'm sorry that you had to be the unfortunate victim of the game finally deciding to have actual long-lasting consequence. And that they did kind of pile it on you. But, hey.
Sorry.
You're one of the
I shouldn't
best
have brought
characters
that
in the
up.
game for your trouble.
I wasn't planning to talk about sad things tonight.
That's something.
Basically, I was just saying that the nurturing atmosphere of the Spina must have been my mother's legacy, rather than my father's. And if that's the only
Navia,
way
go
that I can
burr.
continue to feel her love, then I'd like to pass that warmth on.
Is that why you let those guys go today?
Mm-hmm. Although,
Gotta stop the
maybe
cycle
there's
of
a part
hatred
of
sometime.
not wanting to repeat the mistakes of the past. I want to be reasonable, at least. Hey, look! I think you've got something on the line.
But why isn't the rod automatically reeling it in?
Oh, there must be something wrong with how I installed the mechanism. It was my first time putting one of those rods together. We can't let it get away. Come on, you two. Let's catch it.
Please don't make me fish, I forget how.
You want Paimon to help too?
I have not done, like, any fishing since this patch first came out. I think I just barely did enough to get the new weapon. And that's about it. Okay, thank God. We caught it in the cutscene. Trust us, it was very epic.
You didn't attach a hook to your line?
Bruh.
Stop wasting time! The boss ain't gonna wait all day. We'll go ahead with the operation tomorrow. Do with that information as you wish.
Well, your rod was missing a part too, so I guess that makes it fair.
Well, if we're just talking about the number of missing parts, sure. Oh, never mind. Paimon really can't keep her eyes open anymore.
All right, go to bed. I had a great time today. See you tomorrow. So how was last night? Did you get a good night's sleep?
Paimon dreamt that she danced with the sea stars, so you could say it was stellar. Get it?
I hate you! Why is Navia so based? Jesus Christ, thank you. Absolutely thumbnail, girl. You're telling
I didn't know
me.
you had such a great sense of humor.
Don't encourage her, ProZD.
Anyway, let's head out. I'll arrange for a boat to take us back to Poisson. I'm sure Adele will be happy to see you two again.
Paimon hopes she'll
The first
really
few with the black screen
appreciate your
cutscenes,
gift.
it got to a point where they're
hope
pretty
so,
lazy
too.
with it. Like, it's not a deal breaker. Like, Genshin's earned enough goodwill back from me with how great Fontaine's been that I don't mind it, but like it's pretty shameless. Is calling it shameless going too far? Because ultimately they never do it for like anything super important. Like there's never a time when it's cut to black and I'd be like, oh man, I can't believe they didn't show that. It's always just been more a matter of like, yep, yeah, of course you're cheaping out. I don't know. I gotta be honest, I think lately anyway, and maybe it's just because of like the game modes I play or whatever, I've actually found it much more annoying in Star Rail. It doesn't happen more often in Star Rail or anything, like in the main story, but like, if you're like me and are trying desperately to beat that new simulated universe mode, it's obnoxious, that one minigame. That one minigame where you have to, like, spin the, or it's in the overworld, too, that's right, it was in the main story as well. That one minigame where you have to, like, spin the wheel, and then if you, line everything up correctly, you, one of the, little taxis pulls up and there's a treasure chest inside. Every single time that happens, when the little sky taxi pulls up, there's a black screen that tells you, oh, it's slowly pulled into the into the whatever. And it lasts like 5 seconds. Just a black screen with descriptive text on it that lasts 5 seconds to tell you the bleeding fucking obvious. Something that you could read and register in 1 second. And I hate it.
We're back! We brought you a gift from the court, too.
I still have not beaten the higher difficulties of that mode. I can't get past level 4.
Boss.
Don't call her boss, okay, Adele? Just Miss Navia would be fine.
Oh,
Could there been scenes that were expected to have it backstage? That's what I'm saying, JC. Like,
Besides the gift,
it's
I've
pretty.
also got
They
another
do it a lot,
surprise. Guess
and
who's
it's very
here?
transparent why they're doing it, because this stuff would be hard to animate. But at the same time, like I said, I've never, at least off the top of my head, I can't recall a moment where like it was something I really wanted to see. Like, it's stuff that would have been hard to animate and is very clearly lazy that they didn't try. But it's never happened with anything crucial, as far as I can tell. It's always just been like, oh, this person ate some food, or oh, this person handed you a paper, or like bullshit like that that doesn't really matter.
Oh, it's you two. It has been a while indeed. Thank you so much for your help on Jacques' case. I've
FF15
heard
tier
that you
cut to
also
black
helped save all of
cutscene?
Fontaine. You're truly just like the great heroes of legend.
Please, no.
You're really amazing. And if Miss Navia's your friend, then she must be super amazing too. What's in this thing? Can I look?
Of course. Go ahead.
Ooh, fancy.
Oh, it's a Spina di Rosula uniform. Is it for me? But isn't it a bit big?
Well, it's a gift for future you. When you first told me that you were interested in joining the Spina, I was overjoyed. But it's the Spina's responsibility to protect everyone as well. Being a member means becoming involved in all kinds of dangerous situations. And since you're still young, I don't want your mom to have to worry about your safety. So, I turned you down then by telling you that you'll have to wait until you're older. But this uniform is a promise that you can join us once you're old enough to wear it.
Hey.
Oh, so that's it. Well, thank you so much, Miss Navia. I'll work hard and grow up as fast as I can.
But you can't really grow up faster by working hard. You've got to be patient.
Everyone, I'm really grateful that you remembered my daughter's wish and took it seriously. Thanks to the protection of the Spina, even though her father's no longer with us, we've still felt plenty of warmth and security.
Oh, it's the least we could do. As long as you live in Poisson, even if you're not an official member, you're still part of the family.
Boss!
Huh? Is something up, Florent?
I've got something urgent to report. Romeu and his folks have gathered outside Poisson and even shipped in a huge pile of explosives.
What? Explosives? What do they want?
It seems like they've been planning this for some time. We started investigating as soon as we received your letter yesterday. But Romeu and his folks must have gotten wind as well, because they abandoned their former posts before we could even check on them. We investigated their tracks and found out that they're after Poisson.
Poisson.
They have smartened up since we caught them
Croissant.
red-handed at the court?
Seems like they've got no interest in sitting down and talking at all. We should have gone straight to the Maison Gardiennage.
Sorry, I underestimated the situation. Well, too late now, I suppose. Florent, where are they keeping their explosives?
Florent!
On the hill to the east of Poisson, near the Clementine line.
Wait, but that
They
means...
want to blow up the Clementine line?
she'll be lost and gone
Certainly
forever!
sounds like it.
Romeo and his followers hate the Spina, and everything to do with Callus. And the Aquabus was the source of their contention. If they manage to blow up the Aquabus line, all that rubble will come...
Ooh. Oops. Sorry.
Innocent people in Poisson!
Sorry about that. I was trying to fix what wasn't broken.
Yeah. If they've been planning this for ages, they're definitely not going to let this opportunity slip by. We have to issue an evacuation order to the townspeople, and get them as far away from the entrance as possible. That should save them from the worst of it.
Let's get everyone onto our ship.
It's
That should be
already
the
half
safest
in the
place.
rubble!
My dear partner, can I leave the Clementine line to you? If the explosives do go off, not only would the people of Poisson be in danger, any aquabuses using the line would plummet to the ground. Let's stop their insanity first, then settle the score with them.
Leave it to us, Navia. Please stay safe, too.
Let's go, you two. We've got to act fast. Miss Coralie, please take Adele to the ship.
Ruh-roh. Bruh. Bruh!
Watch out, boss!
Pro ZD, what the fuck?
What do you think you're doing, Coulter?
Traitor.
I thought all the annoying little hindrances had left, but I still couldn't get rid of you.
You mean this was all a trick? So that you'd be left alone with me? Coulter, are you with Romeo too? Oh. I get it now. You knew about their plans all along. You only told us they were doing badly so that we'd drop our guard.
Not quite. Though I share their positions on some issues, I've never cared for his more radical ideas. And that's because, out of the entire Spina di Rosula, I only hate you. Only you, Navia.
Better stick close to me.
Yo,
Romeo
Ian.
promised me that he would leave Poisson alone.
We're
if
being
I could just
backstabbed
take
by
you
Pro
out.
ZD.
But it was like you were glued at
It's
the hip
very
to
not
that pesky
poggers.
traveler. You never gave me a chance to make my move. Romeo has lost his patience. I didn't have to be here today, you know. But I swore that I'd kill you, even if it meant being buried with you in the rubble.
Why?
Because
Only
I'm
someone
secretly
as
a
clueless
Yakuza
about the
protagonist.
past as you would ask such a foolish question.
No, you could
You
trust
never
after
saw the
his role in
heyday of
Gretzko.
Spina di Rosula, nor did you ever live through the golden age
Bye
of
bye,
Poisson.
Ian.
But I saw it all
The
with my
creator of
own
Project
eyes,
Babes is
and
giving
then
up
I had to
modding?
watch it all die,
No!
little by little. And it was all because of you, Navia.
I did not see that. That sucks.
Clementine died because of you. Callus died because of you. Malus and Silver died because of you. And so many more dead.
Dude,
Everyone dead. All
I
because
guarantee
of
you I was closer to all
So
those
the
people
shock
than
and
you were.
grief
Shut the
showed
fuck
us
up.
before. That was in Act 2?
Now you're catching on. I heard Malus was dead the moment I got out. Did you know? Down there in that blasted
mental
fortress,
health problems,
I spent a long
goddamn.
time thinking about what happened and resolving
Yeah,
to
understandable.
apologize
It's
to
already
Malus
been one
as
of
soon
those
as I
years.
got out. Back then, because of that aquabus, we
Yeah,
had a
that
huge
sucks, but I wish
fallout.
them the best.
I was convinced that all he cared about was loyalty, and that he had completely lost his capacity for critical thinking.
Maybe someone else
The
will
years passed by in a blur after that.
adopt the project with
I
their
thought
permission
I
or
had finally
whatever.
begun to understand him, and that he could help me relive the good old days again. But then he died, and it was because of you again, Navia. It's always because of you.
See, now the crackling's back a little bit. Like, I literally fixed what wasn't broken.
I once loved the Spina and Poisson more than anyone else. But what is left now of either besides death and ruin? You've single-handedly destroyed everything that was beautiful. Everything I've ever loved.
Don't listen to him, boss! He's just spouting nonsense!
He really is.
Have you ever considered that maybe the people around you don't actually care about you at all?
He is
Have
literally
you ever
just desperately
considered that
shit-flinging.
maybe you only get
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
worthy, that you're just a big nothing?
I didn't even mess with anything. That just happened. Uh-oh. 1 second. Let me try to do before what I did really quick. Just in case. Everything's gonna go mini for a second, and I'll stop messing with it during the stream, I promise. I was literally just experimenting in the background, trying to find more permanent solutions, because I still don't know what the hell was causing it in the first place. I'm obsessed with trying to actually diagnose the problem and fix it permanently. But if it's just stuff being weird and I have to, like, recombobulate my capture card once in a while, so be it.
Have you ever considered that? Maybe people don't stay in Poisson because of you, but only because they have such beautiful memories of the past, before you came.
Because if you do falter, there'll inevitably
Dude, she's
come a time
one
when
lady.
you'll have to face the consequences.
It's not her fault you guys have had the fucking
And when
wrath
that
of
time
God
comes,
rain down upon
those
you.
most precious to you
What a
really
dink.
will throw themselves in front of you
You think this guy's related to Kume?
and pay the price for your mistakes. Yeah.
I could buy this guy being
looking
related
back
to
on it now
Kume.
as an adult, I can hardly believe how patient and kind everyone was. But is that really why they support me? Is their kindness real?
Shut your mouth! I, for one, really like Miss Navia. And my mom loves her too!
And Goggle agrees!
But I like her, and that's that!
Thank you very much
Mr.
for updating the
Malus would be
autopsy report,
extremely
Goggle.
disappointed
Continue to
in
enjoy
you
your
right
Archimonicas and emotes.
You somehow managed to pin the blame for every mistake and tragedy in our history on the boss herself.
Yeah, like,
Get
dude,
out of
you're
the way,
reaching.
Vaughn. I don't want to hurt you.
You're gonna have to.
Kick him in the
Boss,
dick, please.
There's no time for this. Stop hesitating and get out of here before you get buried.
Maybe you think you're being the realist by painting the history of the Spina and Poisson like this.
Dude,
But
it's
the love
walking
that I
goat.
felt from everyone was just as real. I felt it. They've helped me get to where I am. And even now, I will continue to believe in that love. So let me show you just how much I love the Spina di Rosula.
She's gonna turn into Sailor Moon and kick you in the shins. Yeah!
Hey there!
Hiya! Ah! Ha-ha! Ah!
Hey there!
Fire! Well, with
I
rocks.
love her playstyle so much. She's so dumb.
Watch out! Ah!
It's great.
Cha!
Sailor Navia! If somebody wanted to do, like, a cosplay of a bunch of Genshin girls as Sailor Moon, she would make a fine Sailor Venus, just saying. Or Uranus. She's kind of got the Uranus,
I'll leave the town to
color
you.
palette.
Summon the
Little
other
bit.
members and help with the evacuation of the townspeople. If you find any of Coulter's accomplices, subdue them quickly, and don't
dark
give them
blue.
the chance to harm any ordinary civilians. I can't allow my partner to face the danger on the Clementine line alone.
Got it, boss. I'm on it.
I am very glad she got herself out of that, by the
Are
way.
you
I think
okay,
that's
Navia?
awesome. I was fully expecting us to be lurking in the shadows and jump in to save her.
I don't know, but I have to go.
What a babe.
Let's hurry up there! We have to protect the Clementine line! If they're gonna blow up the waterway, they must have planted the explosives next to the support pillars.
Yeah, she said for us to go, but I expected there to be some debate where it's like, oh, we realized we realized Prozini was a traitor, and so didn't actually leave.
Shower me with the...
Pear! Frost is coming! Dead wreckage!
Hey there! Coming at ya! Drop your weapons! Hands where I can... Let my name echo in song!
This is a novel team, by the way. Don't do this.
Attack!
Never use this team.
Certainly brought a lot of muscle.
I am using
They're
this
really
combination of
slowing us
characters
down.
because they're the ones that need
We're meeting
friendship.
resistance.
Besides
We must
Karina,
be
she's
heading
been
in the right
maxed.
direction.
I'm just using her because I love her.
Yoo-hoo! Stop right there!
Getting gear! Commencing
Yeah, this team
cleanup.
has no
Frost is
synergy
coming.
whatsoever.
Pear! Getting...
Hey there!
Besides the fact that I think Karina's pretty, at least decent with everybody.
These must be the explosives, right? And this is the control mechanism. How can we disable it? Oh, Paimon's too scared to touch any of this stuff.
What's that?
Huh? There's a strangely shaped hole here. What is it for?
Keyblade!
Oh, that certainly sounds possible. Maybe one of the people we just beat up has the key. Okay, you take this side, Paimon will take the other. Let's see what we can find.
Key is on the person nearest to the mechanism. You.
Let me turn this guy over. Ugh, he's super heavy. He could probably eat a whole Paimon just for breakfast.
If only. There.
Oh, you found it! That's amazing!
Somehow missed that guy.
That should do it, right? Navia and Florent should be able to relax now.
Check
Oh,
the
you're right.
perimeter.
They could have
There
set
might be
explosives elsewhere
stragglers.
too. Let's go.
You're assessing that I don't like Paimon. What? That seems like a reach. Cutscene! Woo! Physics? What physics? Bruh! Geo! Haven't seen that in a while.
Great work, partner. Just leave the rest
Girl!
to me.
Watch out, Navia! You can't block them all.
The hell I can't.
I'm doing this the Spina way.
I repeat, why did she not introduce the rifle weapon? It was perfect. Jesus Christ, woman. She's Princess Peach. Yo! She is Sailor Moon. Oshiokyo? Having been alerted, everybody goes to the place or whatever. That text was way too fast. Exact
I heard
opposite
from
of that story
Thierry
I
that
was
even
talking
they're your
about.
enemies now. They were once a part of Spina di Rosula. Do you plan to settle this privately with them?
I have nothing more to say to them. Regardless of whether their hatred and anger towards me or the Spina was justified, anyone who's willing to endanger innocent civilians is no longer sane enough to even be worth trying to talk to. Please prosecute them in accordance to the law. Spina di Rosula will not
Queen.
raise any objections.
Sounds good. We're very appreciative of your help. Without it, the consequences would have been far worse. All right, this operation is a wrap. Take him away.
We won, Navia!
Get the paddy wagon.
Everyone! And you were so cool.
Yeah. Luckily, we were just in time.
You look a little pale there. Almost like you just 1v1'd a mountain and won.
It's probably because I expended too much elemental energy at once. I'll be fine. Don't worry about me.
But you usually glow up whenever other people compliment you. Paimon's not used to seeing you like this.
Boss, we managed to catch all the infiltrators in the town. The Maison Gardiennage is taking them away as well. Seems like Romeu really went all in on this mission. If he sent literally everyone he had, though, that also means we've caught them all, too. We won't have to worry about them from now on.
Ah, got it. That's good, at least. Coulter, I can understand how you feel. The things that we lost, they're forever beyond our grasp now. And that makes them appear even more precious. I am not Callus, and I will also never become him. The Spina and the Poisson that you loved are both gone. But I will not change how I feel about our future. I still believe that this is a great opportunity to start anew. I will spend more of what the Spina earns on the betterment of Poisson. What's more, I'd also like to propose some changes to the Aquabus routes, so that one day, the people of Poisson will enjoy the boons it brings as well.
I know what you're trying to say. Mr. Callus would never have said anything like that. There are too many things in life that are just beyond our control. In that, we are the same.
Realized that about
Henceforth,
10 minutes too late, buddy.
You are no longer a member of Spina di Rosula. But once you're discharged from the fortress again, you're welcome to pay another visit to Poisson.
Thank you, Navia.
As I thought. Boss really is a kind and gentle person.
A little too
She
kind
is
if you ask
also,
me.
I must say, a truly unlucky person. Thank you for protecting the Clementine line. I was actually really scared, you know. I mean, even the Callus line won't be getting rebuilt anytime soon. If I'd lost the Clementine line too, I wouldn't know how to live with myself. A name is a way to etch a memory onto the world. Losing the line that bears her name, that I can see every day, would be like losing my mother all over again. Seeing it still standing there, tall and proud, it makes me really happy.
What happened while we were gone? Honestly, you look more upset than tired or anything.
Just give her some time.
It's okay. Everything gonna be okay now, little boy. We'll get you a McFlurry. If they say the machine's broken, I will make it not broken.
Can you give me a hand? I really don't have much strength left. Traveler, I want to ask you something.
Gay!
And please, tell me the truth. Do you really see me as your partner?
Of course.
Bruh!
That's good then. Hearing that, it brings me more relief than I can say.
We talked for her.
Navia?
That automatically makes her
Any
part of the
better
For
after
You
taking a
club.
break?
I feel quite a bit better. But I should probably still rest for a few more days. Sorry, partner. I said some weird things earlier. Feel free to just ignore me.
Sorry, I was really gay earlier. That's because you've never doubted yourself
I used
before.
to think that I'd never doubt myself. But you could say I've discovered that I'm not as strong as I thought I was. Coulter mentioned my parents. as well as Malus and Silver. It's all thanks to them that I've made it this far in life. Do you think they ever regretted the choices they made? Has my existence made this world a better place?
Don't think like that, Navia. You've already
Me every
done
day of
more
my
than
life.
enough. No matter what others think, we'll always support you to the end of the world.
Well, since it's ended up like this, I suppose it's time for me to make a confession as well. There's something that I've been keeping from you as well, boss. Please, follow me. Everything is already prepared.
Florent, I hope you can understand that I can't deal with any more shocking revelations right now.
Don't worry. This surprise will be a pleasant one.
Just better not give my girl a heart attack. Watching you, sir. It's Navia cake. He has a whole McFlurry machine just for her. Yo. Base? Like I said, I have not had a McFlurry in so long. I tried to get one the other day. I ran by McDonald's to get a Big Mac for my grandma. I was like, you know what? I'll get a McFlurry. Nope. No, you won't.
Why is everyone gathered here? And what's this?
This was supposed to be a gift to you from everyone in the town. We were originally planning to show it to you once it was finished, but special times call for special measures. I've never seen you look so defeated before, so I've decided to show you the designs before the final product was done.
Do I really look that bad?
Well, if you're ready, I'll unveil the present.
Yo, her dad was a cool guy with an eye patch. Bruh! Aww. Dude.
This is... Papa. Mother.
Her mom had very good taste.
And me.
Her mom was also
We
very
designed
pretty.
the look for Miss Clementine based on old camera records, as well as personal recollections from members of the Spina.
Aww.
Wow. This is the statue you mentioned before?
It is indeed. To be honest, we decided on the design a long time ago, and gave the sculptor permission to begin working. We only asked Boss to decide on a design so she wouldn't realize we had already started.
How could we only have statues of Mr. Callus and Mrs. Clementine?
Aww.
Even though Boss is still young, we've all seen the work she's put in regarding the whole synth business and the rebuilding of Poisson.
We wanted to commemorate her contributions with a statue as well.
I don't know what Spina di Rosula was like in the past, but I know it's a great organization now.
With Navia around, we're not worried about this place's future.
We're gathered here today to tell our boss that we support you and believe in you wholeheartedly. I believe everyone is here for you, not the glory days.
We can't agree on the colors, though. We've been in a blood feud for years over the colors. It's fine. If it's the design doc for a statue, it's gonna end up just being gray anyway. There are no winners.
Thank you so much, everyone. Then I'll be brave and just accept everyone's support for what it is. This really is quite the surprise.
Aww.
I never thought that I'd have the chance to stand next to my mother. Not even in my wildest dreams.
Aww. Genshin continues to be back. That was really, really good. Aww. How you feeling, girl?
Seems like I started to question myself a bit too much. I'll pick myself up again and become a more reliable president for all of you. Looking back on it, I'm honestly embarrassed by how I acted earlier. I'm sure everyone longs for that one thing in life that seems trivial to others, but they themselves can never obtain. To me, that would be a family portrait. I've always been super jealous of other people's family photos. I've never thought I'd receive a family portrait of my own. Especially not like this. It seems like I'm not such an unlucky person after all.
Oop, stop! Controller!
It seems like I started to question myself a bit too much. Looking back on it, I'm honestly embarrassed by— You know, I've thought about it before.
Where the fuck is Gaming?
Only wanted me to live a happy life.
Gaming.
That's actually a tall order as well.
He should be getting his official reveal sometime tonight / tomorrow.
It's just as hard to achieve my father's expectations for me.
The live streams are usually like at 7 o'clock in the morning or some shit my time. So like 4 a.m. for you.
Even though my parents had very different personalities, they always had a lot of respect for each other. The Aquabus project was a monumental project that stood to benefit all of Fontaine. It would have been a little close-minded to assess or evaluate it only from the perspective of the clan. I think that's probably why she didn't step in to mediate or oppose the building of the lines.
Yeah, you're a ways off from being able to meet her, but she's great. She is a wonderful, wonderful lady.
It seems like I started to question myself a bit. Looking back on it, I am honestly embarrassed by how I acted earlier.
About being Ibos.
Oh, whoa. Why'd you have to remind me? Please don't say that again. It's super embarrassing for me. Oh, forget it now. Please forget that I ever said anything. Oh, wait.
Please forget how gay I was.
It would also be bad if you were to forget it. Okay, but please keep it a secret between us from now on. Please don't ever mention it again.
She's great. Fontaine was such a dub. Like, goddamn, I cannot stress how genuinely, like, optimistic I am. Like, I know I don't seem like it sometimes just because, like, the game itself is still kind of boring to play, hence, like I said, my, one day at a time exploration of everything to avoid doing commissions and whatnot, but, like, dear God, I'm very happy with the way the story's shaped out lately. Very, very, very good. Lesbian secrets. You met Gore when you dislike Sarah. Sarah's alright. She's a little bland.
Ad Astra.
But she's not the worst, and I like her voice actress. Female Byleth. Have fun getting back to work, Pump. As much fun as you can, again, as much fun as you can being at work. We'll probably do more One Piece in a little bit if you want to join us for that. Alright, let's see. Finished it at a very decent time. We finished it at such a decent time that I think, because it has voice acting, apparently, we should go check in on our boy Ito real quick. Why is he in China?